Hi guys, welcome back to Sim UK and welcome back to Project Cars 2. The career is not going as well as expected. We've been in first place a couple of times, but lost it just as many times. We've got 2 races left of this season, and I don't think there's any way that we're going to win the series. That's just not going to happen. Whether or not we're going to get progress to the next level up is highly unlikely, I'd say, bearing in mind that I can't seem to keep the car on the track rather. But each race I'm learning something new, experiencing new things and new tracks. And as far as tracks go, this one here, Donington Park National, kicks my butt like I've never had my butt kicked before. I just cannot get this car to go round this track at all fast. I just can't. I just cannot match it in my brain. But we have to do something here. We need to be podium, I think, in order to have any chance of getting promoted for next season. That's just the way it is. Okay, so I made a few changes to the car. I'm going to make a few changes to the car. Steering ratio needs to come down, which basically reduces the amount of turn I need to apply to get my corners right. In fact, I might even go down to 9. Dampers, ECU, turn engine braking off. Let's leave it on 8. Radiator opening 75%. The weather's a bit warm. We'll go 50 and hope that's enough. I have no idea how many litres we're going to need. I'm going to say 15. Okay, and we're going to save that as Donington. Race mid-weather. Okay. Weird, it didn't save first time. Okay. Pit strategy is going to be quali. And let's just look at quali. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So let's a start, I guess. Pit limiter on. Potentially lost many first place pole positions through that mistake. Also, you may or may not notice that the camera changes as we accelerate. I've been messing about with the camera views quite a bit, trying to help me with these apexes. But I am so slow around here. I just cannot match the speed that everybody else is putting in. I've tried, I've practiced, I am just not on this one at all. So, yeah. Whereas in other races I've been fast enough at times to take pole position, well, not pole position, to take first position. In this race, I don't think that's going to happen at all. I don't think I'm going to be anywhere near the front 6. I am just so not only am I slow, not only am I remarkably slower than everybody else, but I come off this track religiously. I cannot, because I'm pushing so hard and trying to find the extra speed that just isn't there for me. I always end up making mistakes on the big fast corners, and end up wiping out. So even finishing this race will be an achievement. My prediction is within the last 3. You can see their lap time there is 1:25. I'm going to be a good 5 seconds off that, if not more, maybe 7 or 8 seconds off that. 5.6 seconds off that we are. It's the way that they carry speed through the corners. I can't seem to match it at all. If I try and match their speed, then we're off the edge of the track like that pretty much. They just seem to have considerably more grip at high speed in these tight corners, and there doesn't seem to be anything I can do to improve that. Now, the fastest world record lap time on Project Cars 2 in this car, I think, is about 1 minute 25. So it can be done. I'm not saying that the AI are cheating or anything like that. This is merely a limitation to my own abilities. I cannot seem to communicate well enough with the car to maintain such high speeds through those corners. 4.3 seconds off the pace. That first corner there, that's one of my slowest. I lose the cars on that corner. Generally I catch them up down here because I'm pretty nippy through that section, but then equally I'll lose them there on this section, on that corner there, and I cannot catch them after that. Is basically what happens. Don't know why I went up to 5th there. This corner I'm okay with. When I get it right, I'm fast through there, really fast. But all of that becomes null and void when we hit this corner, because I am ridiculously slow through there. You can see that on the split time information that pops up there, I've just gone from being, I think, 1.6 seconds faster than my current fastest lap. Wasn't concentrating. Yeah, I've gone from being 1.6 seconds faster to like 0.06 seconds slower. Now, there's a car in front of us here, and I'd like to explain. I'd like to show you how and where I lose so much speed. I know where I lose the speed, I just can't seem to figure out how to fixed the problem. Slow through sector 1, but then we did have a bit of a rolling start. See, the car in front of us there is just going to keep pulling away. There's no way I'm going to actually catch him. We're actually faster than our current fastest lap, which is interesting. So still, there's an element of improvement available in my driving of this track. So we must have been super quick through one section there. So we've got some traffic ahead of us. I didn't take that very well at all. Didn't get the slowdown I needed for that corner. I just realised that in my car setup I didn't check my brakes. One thing I'm finding with this game, with Project Cars 2, as good as it is, as much as I like it, it does have some issues, especially around the G29 series from Logitech. Every time I load the game, it has lost my previous configuration and I have to go through and set up all of my buttons again. Nothing is getting saved. And the same seems to apply to my setups. Now the two things are not linked in any way, shape or form, but just two considerable pains in the arses. You can see how slow I was through there, so slow that the car coming out of the pits has just pulled away from me. Now that wasn't too bad. That was probably one of my better cornering attempts there. You can see we're half a second under our previous fastest lap as a result. That's taken into consideration the very, very slow first corner. That was actually pretty quick as well. We're having a good lap. Question is, where is it all going to go wrong? Because it is. We're like 0.6 of a second under my current fastest lap, which still leaves us squandering a good 3 seconds adrift of fastest, but I was very slow through there, very cautious. But yeah, we've actually caught the guy in front a little bit. And I forgot to change gear there. So we knocked 0.26 off there, but we were much, much faster in reality. But we're still squandering a good 4 seconds slower than the fastest pole position time, which in terms of the track race, well, in terms of the race on this track, basically means we're going to be a good 30-40 seconds behind the leader at the end of the race. And there's nothing I can do at the moment. As I say, I've played with my setup a lot, trying to get this track and this car and me to work in perfect harmony. That was the song there, pretty much, wasn't it? But it's not coming. It is not coming. You can see how much each corner I take fluctuates. Now, a lot of that is down to my inexperience in sim racing, I guess. I say inexperience. I'm not inexperienced as much as I am unpracticed. Some people spend, you know, an hour a day playing this game, and I'm more like an hour a week kind of man, which means I'm not going to improve. And I think there's a car coming up behind us. There is. We're being absolutely hunted down right now. Didn't say that very well. And the split time reflects it. So, yeah, as far as this race goes, we're not going to have an absolute beauty. I've just noticed, though, we do appear to have a full tank of fuel, which is most definitely not what I set up in my car setup strategy. Oh Christ! Oh Christ! This is not a good place to be. Ha ha ha. Whew. Oh, get on the track, goddammit. I think a little bit more tweaking is required to my setup. In fact,
copy that, bit request confirmed. We're ready for you when you are.
Yeah, I'm ready to come in immediately. I'm half tempted to turn around and just drive back, but I won't, obviously, because that's not realistic, and we're all about ultimate realism here on Sim UK. Even if that does mean that the quality of the content that I produce is poor, as so many of you like to tell me. The problem is, I think, in that regard, just to sort of go off on a tangent somewhat, is that, you know, I'm trying to be ultimately realistic, which means if I went and got in a race car today, this is how I'd perform. Now, if I was doing a documentary on my experience as going into a race team with very little experience, then I wouldn't just cut out the bits I didn't like. You'd get to see the whole thing, and that's kind of what I'm doing here, is ultimate realism. Actually, let's actually go to the pit box. You can see the pit crew there working hard. I'm glad those animations have been fixed. So let's have a look, see here at how bad things really are. They are pretty flipping diabolical, aren't they? Oh, okay. I was so confused then. I thought this was the best lap column, and it's not. It's the last lap column. Okay, so you can see, yeah, we're a good 2 seconds off even being able to catch the last guy. just so hard. And I know it's me taking these corners incorrectly at the wrong speed. Well, it's not taking them at the wrong speed, it won't go round there fast enough. And it's not that I'm too scared to push it that fast. I am right on the limit. In fact, I'm hanging over the limit already. And it's not bloody going. Okay, that's way too high. Bring that down to 90%. That might help a tad. Steering ratio, see, it's gone back to 14.1, which is not what I set it at. Let's try 7.5. Done. Save over existing, save complete. Let's edit it. 97.5. Right, so let's make sure then that that's what we drive with. Right, let's see if that makes any difference whatsoever. Pit limiter on. That feels a bit better actually. One of the things about this, about Donington, is that the corners are really quite tight, but very high speed. Yeah, that feels a lot better. Whether or not that's going to make me faster in any way, I don't know. The brakes feel better. Another thing that happens as well in this game, when I set my force feedback up, oh Christ. Nah, get off the track, get off the track. Ah, oh, good man, he stopped. Stay out wide, avoid these guys. My teammate as well. So much quicker than me through there. Okay, let's see if we can utilise a bit of drag speed off this guy and see if we can't improve our lap time. See? He's just so much quicker through there. And you can see that I just started sliding sideways. Even though I was matching his speed and pretty much his corner, or pretty much his line, you could see that whilst he was holding the track, I was clearly starting to slide out sideways. And that's the problem I'm experiencing here now. I'm assuming, I mean, it makes logical sense. No, I do that one a lot. That's one of my favourite pulls ups, that one. I'm assuming that it's something to do with my setup, maybe suspension. Maybe something to do with the camber, but this car in its current state and it under this competition quite limited as to what you can do and what you can change. You can't really change the gearing setup, that's pretty much locked in as it is. Somebody somewhere has managed to take this car around in 1 minute and 25 seconds. So it can be done. It can be done, that's the point. Just whether or not I can be done doing it, if that makes sense. Anyway, as I was saying a minute ago, before I rudely went off the track and interrupted myself, I set this up to raw for my force feedback. And I'm constantly adjusting and tweaking my force feedback to try and get it better and more improved. I'm guessing this lap time has been cancelled by the race director because I'm not getting any split time updates, but there we go. Yeah, every time I come back into the game it seems to have unset my settings and put me back on whatever the default is. I can't remember right now. So yeah, this game does have issues. But then, be fair, show me a game which flipping well doesn't, you know? I think that extra dab of the brakes at the end there was probably A, not needed, and B, not participating in making me any faster. I don't know, that felt better, but we were almost a second slower than our current fastest lap, so it couldn't have been that right. Although that line felt better, I think I could work with that a bit more. Maybe we're still waiting for the tyres to warm up on this. But if I can come in sub 130, sort of 129, then I might be able. I might be able to do something in the traffic and. Maybe pull a couple of points out the bag, but as I say, I'm predicting 7th or below here for this race, especially if I don't change gear like I've been doing, or not been doing. That was better momentarily, just before I ballsed it up. Come on then, bloody hell, where are you? See if I can even keep up with this guy. Highly unlikely. See, some people don't even brake for that corner. And I've tried that approach and I can't do it. Typical. Wow. I just cannot do that corner. So pretty snappy through that bit. And that guy broke, as you saw. But yeah, away they go. Terminal damage, engine blown. You are kidding me. Where was the alert from the pit crew? I mean, I was pushing pretty hard, but should have got off the track. I thought I might make it to the pits. Well, bloody hell. Bloody hell. That really hasn't been the best practice in the world, has it? So we remain 4.34 seconds off the pace. We are driving around with a full tank of fuel. I suppose that isn't going to help us a great deal. Continue to qualifying. Well, at least they allow us to fix the engine. So we're on quali, tuning setup. See, where's my saved? Where's my saved setup? It's not there, is it? This, oh man. This is the biggest problem with this game, definitely. I mean, no wonder I'm making no progress on this, to be honest with you. Let's try a slightly higher ride height and see if that works. To be honest though, it doesn't seem like any configuration that I put in is actually saving, which, if that's true, is a massive issue. I don't really understand how that works. I think maybe I've saved it this time, and perhaps I was setting it up doing that wrong. I don't really know. I really genuinely don't know. Something I'll have to look at in my own time, I guess. Right, limiter on. Shut up, mate. I haven't even got the limiter on. Now look what you made me do. And I know these cars, these Ginetta G40 Junior
Steady on this outlap.
car, Scheiße Mundo. I know they're limited, and I think they're like 100 horsepower or something along those lines. But how is it that I can't get a wheel spin off the start? From a standing start? It's all over my arse, that guy. That's how much faster they're going through these corners than I am. Because I wasn't exactly being a slouch through there, but, well, I was. That's kind of actually the problem. Oh, man, I'm bloody live. got to say the car feels a bit lighter, a bit more responsive than it has done during practice. Here we go then, what can I do? What can I do? Super slow. Super flipping duper slow. Unbelievable. So this is what's going to happen in the race. No matter how quick I try and go, I'm just going to get nailed on every single one of those corners. Except this one, where when I get it right, I'm kingpin. But getting it right is difficult, and consistency is not my forte in this game. Now, remembering that this is qualification, gee whiz, I don't know what I did wrong there. Well, I do know what I did wrong there. I don't know why I did it, is what I was trying to say. Especially seeing as I was halfway through a sentence where I was trying to say, you know, let's keep it smooth and try and get a lap time in, even if it's a crappy one and puts us at the back. It's better to have a crappy one than none at all. Well, whoopee for flipping Sonny Curtis. Get the flip over there. Do you know what? Do you know what? Do you know what? I think we're going to go back to the pit box. 90%, that stayed on, that's good. Might even go 88. What's the lowest this goes down to? 4.51. Sorry guys. Well, steering wise, that actually feels better. I'm not having to work quite as aggressively or as hard, which is helping me keep a nicer, tighter corner. Without having to be too aggressive with the wheel. One of the biggest problems for me at the moment is because I'm so far off the pace, I'm just basically trying something new on every lap, albeit even if it's something pretty small, like, you know, clip that edge or don't clip that edge, or turn in just before the sign or just after the sign. More fastest laps for people. See, I know that I'm slow through there, and that forces me to keep maybe making bad decisions when I come up to it. So I'm trying to find that magic moment, you know, where I stop being slow and I start being fast like everybody else. But I don't know where that magic moment is or how to get there. So I just start trying random crazy stuff, and then the whole, come on, under 130, that's all I want. Well, that was 3 seconds better than my previous lap. 3 seconds better than my previous lap, and I'm still 4.2 seconds slower than everyone else. That's definitely better with that new steering setup. Again there, literally sliding sideways through the corner. Get back on the track, you son of a bitch. Yeah, so this race is basically lost before I even start it. Which is a damn shame. Maybe I could just have an excellent start, because generally our starts are much faster than the AI, and then just drive like a complete arse so that they can't get round me. Again, look, we've got full fuel. So the guys need to be taking some fuel out, and obviously we blew our engine up during practice. Don't know where the pit crew have gone. What are you doing? Yeah, see, this is not conducive to a faster lap if you keep messing with my setup. Can I dictate how much fuel we have in the car? How long we got? I didn't even notice. 43 seconds. Is he going to let us have the rest of this lap, hopefully? Now I admit that setting up the balls that up straight away. Setting up the well, the car setup there that I tried to save about 8 times over. That was a mistake that I was making. But yeah, the car feels as light as a feather right now. That can only help cornering, I'd have thought. That feels a bit better. Still not going to give me 4 seconds of speed. Yeah, we're outside the top 10, buddy. I think they ought to update that and say you are completely flipping useless. But there's our teammate, look. Now, even he's like a good couple of seconds faster than I am, but he is down the bottom of the pack again. It's like this car is not configured for driving in the dry. It cannot cope driving in the dry. That's how it feels, or how it seems. Okay, well, here we go. Starting from the back, we've done that before. We know we can work our way up into the front few, but just trying to keep up with them, I'm going to end up stacking it. So this is not going to be a fun race for me, and it's probably not going to be entirely fun for you viewing it, but I will be giving my absolute all, and I might even have a little bit of a tweak with the old setup before we go into the race. Just because what have I got to lose? I'm not expecting to come out of this particularly well. So, yeah, we'll just see. We'll see. So just using my eyes there, I think it's dry. So, wow, see, again, 45 litres. Why has it set itself to that? Donington, quali. 88. 4.5. 45 litres. That is not what I set it at. It's not, it doesn't seem to be saving it. So maybe it's not entirely my fault that the setup never seems to set itself up properly. Again, look at this, look. I am so fed up with having to keep changing this. Okay, I'm going to drop this down by 10 bar. On the front and on the back. I'm doing all this, but I don't know if it will actually save it and use it during the race. I really hope it does. If I go out there with a full tank of fuel again, I'm going to be so annoyed. I really am. Ride height. Lower is better. Although someone did say that they thought the car might be bottoming out on one of the previous races, so maybe I'll just up it a tad. Okay, so we should be running Donington race right now. 88, 4.5. I didn't change anything there. 12 litres of fuel, 8 and 50. Okay. That's what we're going to try, guys. Wish me luck. 10 minutes of hell coming up right now.
Keep an eye on the lights, watch out for wheel spins, and let's nail this start.
I think we almost rolled over the line there. Oh, I don't feel comfortable. That's not good. I don't mind getting a bit bumpy if it keeps my position. Oh. The car feels, I'm not going to lie, the car feels so different. And not in a good way. It feels like I've taken the stability out of the car with all those changes. So I've just made my life much worse. And even worse than that, it seems to be cornering less effectively than it was before. Got that all wrong. Maybe I'm turning in too early on that corner. That would make a lot of sense, actually. so much quicker than me through there. Basically, driving like an arse is pretty much my only weapon of choice. Oh, an arse, I said, not an idiot. Right, that's one place we've lost. Is he there? Is he there? I deliberately broke really hard and really late on that, just to try and make it as difficult as possible for him. Oh, I was trying something different there and clearly it didn't work. You son of a bitch, that was my own teammate. Thank you so flipping much. Well, that's the race over. So guys, basically the changes I made prior to going into the race there just completely ruined the car, and it was awful, absolutely awful. Nothing felt like it was attached to anything else. It was the weirdest experience. It felt like I was driving a go-kart that I made when I was like 10, where the front wheels kind of went in the same way, in the same direction, but not exactly. You know, they were kind of, they had a bit of wobble and a bit of wiggle in them, and that's how the front wheels felt in this car. Something really stupid I've just noticed is that my lap time is still going up. Oh no, the gap time is still going up, but I'm not actually racing, so I mean that's just stupid. But guys, yeah, I'm really sorry. This track in this car just absolutely kicked my ass. I'm so far off being competitive. It is unreal. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. I'll keep working on it, obviously, and trying to figure something out. But what I've done there with the car is just awful. It's just, oh, it was just awful, awful, awful. Right, let's skip to end. Let's watch the replay of just that. I do this every time. So yeah, I mean, we got away with the start, and as we always do, I sort of shot up the middle, gained quite a few places, had a bit of a rustle tussle with number 2, but my teammate actually did pretty well on the outside, just behind me there. He's gained a couple of places as well. You can see how everyone else retains their traction going round there. We all went in at about the same speed, but I just start sliding sideways every single time. There's no grip through the fast corners on this track in my car with the setup that I've got. Now sometimes that helps, like on that corner I'm able to slide round it slightly, and that actually makes me a bit faster through there. But then it slides on every corner. To be fair, having tweaked the setup, I did make things a lot worse. This is my super slow corner. I just cannot get through there at any speed whatsoever. Which is ultimately what, there you go, I completely lost the small gap that I had against that guy as a result of going around that one corner. And when you're going to lose time on every single corner, there's nothing on earth that you can do. Again, really I'd lost that position, and I don't know why he gave up quite so easily on that knock. It was only a gentle touch. There you go, sliding round. Everybody else is cornering and we're sliding. That was just appalling. I have to say though that from the second I got in the car and started driving, it felt wrong. So all the tweaking I did beforehand was a total mistake and will have to be deleted. But again there, because we slide, we have to go through that chicane so slowly, and this is where it all just ended up going wrong. I thought I'd try something different, not braking as hard and let the corner itself slow the car down, but it didn't. It just didn't. It did not, and then off we went. And to be fair, that was my fault, not his. But yeah, what a disaster, what a terrible race. I haven't enjoyed this one single bit, and I need to work on the setup with the car. If I'm going to be repeating this season because we're so bad, then next year I think, if we don't get promoted, which I don't see why we should, then next year I think we'll be highly competitive. Except on this track, where unless I nail some sort of car configuration that helps me, then then we'll just be losing on this one. But anyway, that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you even managed to watch this far, then thank you so much and fair play to you. I am trying really hard. I don't know if that's coming through, and I am improving bit by bit in each race. I don't know if that's coming through either, but I will keep trying and keep uploading, and hopefully you guys will keep watching for the time being anyway. And until next time, take care. Goodbye for now.